Hello everyone, I'm back. I'm going to give you an update on the winter storm. Just to give you a prelude here, everything has shifted south, so the forecast is a lot different than it was yesterday. And remember how I was talking about that the models were showing that there's going to be two different low pressure systems? Well, that is still the case, and you're going to have two low pressure systems. This is it's going to start out here. This is the first one that's going to form on Sunday afternoon, during the day on Sunday. And then it's going to go east-northeast, and it's going to pass right along or just north of the Delmarva pretty much. So this one's going to be coming closer to us. This isn't the primary low though. The primary low is going to be actually passing south, and that is why areas north that I was predicting 8 to 12 yesterday, they're going to get less snow than I had forecasted. So then the primary low is going to go like this, and it's going to pass, probably in between the Delmarva and the Carolina coast. So that's how it's going to happen. So your first low pressure system is going to go like that through early Monday, and your second low pressure is going to go like this. And this is the primary one. The one that's going to be passing closer to us is actually the weaker one. So that's why areas now south of here are going to be getting 8 to 12 inches, and we're going to be getting around 5 to 8. More on that in a future video because we're talking about the setup first. Alright, so why is this going to happen? Well, let's explain. Why is it all further south now? The reason for that is because you have this low pressure, which is going to be coming in throughout the day, throughout tonight and into tomorrow, and it's going to stall its cold front, as I said before, but its cold front is going to be stalled further south. It's going to be around, let's figure this out. Probably going to be like that. So your cold front that's going to bring in cold Arctic air is going to be like that. It's going to be further south. So now the primary low pressure system that comes through is going to be forced to go further south because the cold front's going to be further south. When the first low Sunday comes through, the cold front will be further north, so that's why the first low is going to be coming closer to us. Okay, so that's one of the reasons it's going to go further south. That's the main reason, actually. Alright, so this is our GFS. Let's take a look at our wind map. This is the northern branch here, the northern disturbance that's going to be guiding this disturbance, which is the Pacific Coast storm. This is the primary storm. So you can see it moves east. So it's around here. This is early Monday. And the northern part of this, as it intersects with the baroclinic zone, which, by the way, that's also going to be further south now, you have your secondary low right over there. We'll get to that in a minute. But the reason it's going to be further south is this is going to be further along east than previously forecast. That's another reason, this disturbance up here. So it's not going to be guiding this northeast until it's already out over the sea. Also notice that it's not negatively tilted yet. The isobars are more neutral. That also gives an indication of where it's going. So it's going east because the tilt is still neutral. There isn't really a negative tilt yet. And then by the time we get to early Tuesday, then it becomes negatively tilted and this disturbance would be moving northeast. So that's why. This northern branch here is going to be farther east than previously forecast, so it won't start moving this northeast until it's already out over the Carolina coast. It doesn't become negatively tilted until then. Okay, now let's look at our low pressure map. I showed you on the interactive map, but I just want to show you the track that the GFS here is taking. Okay, so here is your secondary low that passes a little south of us by the Delmarva, and then your main storm is right over here. and then your secondary low goes up there, and then your primary low is over South Carolina. That thing is a little too far south. And then there's your primary low passing just south of the Delmarva there on early Tuesday. Okay, if you look at your precipitation map, this is what the GFS is showing, so pay attention down there. Okay, so we're late Sunday night. The secondary low, which you can see is just south of us, brings us an initial burst of snow. I think the heaviest snow we get is going to be from the secondary low rather than the primary low, and that's another reason we're getting less. So there it is. That's the snow from the secondary still, and that moves offshore. And now the primary low is going to start bringing us a little bit of snow, but it looks like most of that is going to stay offshore, as you can see. Most of the heavier snow bands are gonna stay south of us. They're really close, but they're gonna stay just south. And I also just want to show you the baroclinic zone is where the isobars condense the most. So that's gonna be around here. This is where your baroclinic zone is gonna be during the day on Monday and early Tuesday. So it's further south than it was before. The temperature gradient is gonna be steeper around here. So your heaviest precipitation would be in this area, your heaviest snow. Okay, so the GFS shows further south. Now let's look at the European. GFS is the American model for those of you that don't know. Alright, so this is during the day on Monday, so your northern branch is up here, your Pacific disturbance is down there, and your low is right over here. It's over, this is the primary low, because this model on this website only has a frame every 24 hours, which I find quite annoying because I don't get to see the secondary low moving off the coast. But, you know, take what you get. So here's your primary low. This northern branch, once again, is going to be guiding the Pacific disturbance as it moves through. And it's actually more positively tilted. It's going to become neutral over here, and then negative when it goes off the Carolina coast. Okay, there it is, and, oops, I'm sorry, did I go too far? There. Alright, here it is. I'm sorry, here it is, and it's negatively tilted now. And the European has it further south than the GFS. So that is why, and in the next video I'm going to talk more about the setup.